Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the one true God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Alright, so I want to speak on Carmelo Anthony, who was just charged and convicted with murder, killing that punk name, Austin Metcalf. I think his name is Austin Metcalf, some Edomite, in Texas, and he was just convicted. Man, they cut that nigga hair off and shipped him off the same day. They say that only happens to people on death row. You know what I mean? Like there's some underlining, saying behavior going on with this case and with this conviction on how they treating this dude. But at the end of the day, his ass a goofy for pulling out that knife and killing that Edomite. But it's just, hey, it's Lord set that up. It is what it is. But the point is, you look at that, the judge, the judge was hanging out with the parents of Metcalf, the kid that got murdered. All right. They say that it was self-defense, but at the end of the day, it don't matter. It's Esau Kingdom. Any way he want to spin it, he gonna spin it in his favor. So it was an all-white jury. You got the victims who are like friends with the judge. Well, no way in hell this kid was gonna win this case. Shit was dead. It was over with. Shorty didn't have a chance at all. So, he got convicted, charged, and they shipped him off, But the point is, man, we can't rest here, They have their power. They have power to link up and get a judge to rule in their favor and things of that nature. Okay? So, and then on top of that, stuff like this should be like interference or something. Like you cool with the parents of the victim? You gotta go somewhere else, right? But hell no. This is what happens when they run the show in their kingdom, and they can do what the hell they want to do. This is what they do. They do what they want, how they feel. All right, this is their kingdom. This is why we need to get up out of here, man. Jake be so damn comfortable here. Fuck being comfortable here, man. This shit is wicked. All right. This is Psalms 94:21. It says, "They gather themselves together against the souls of the righteous, and condemn the innocent blood. But Yahweh is my defense, and my God is the rock of my refuge." So, even though I ain't considering Carmelo Anthony to be righteous, it's just the point that, this is how Esau gonna come after us, because they're gonna condemn us, all right, for the words we speak. But going back to Carmelo Anthony, it didn't matter what the hell was going to happen in this kingdom. He was going to lose regardless. There was no way he was going to win. All right, because this also was like a tool for the Lord to like usher in like racial tension. Because they tried to paint this as a black versus white type of thing. And it ended up being that. Because tempers are flaring right now. And people are protesting. And people are saying a lot of harsh things about the death of the kid Metcalf. They're making a lot of offensive memes about it and things of that nature, and making fun of the fact that he's dead. Like, it's pissing off a lot of these white folks, man. They getting pissed. All right. They are really getting mad, and they getting real creative with them with the messages, man. Jake, you know how Jake is. Jake get real creative when they get upset, and it really pisses people off how creative they can get, and how they roast people. I'm seeing it all over the internet. Micah 2:10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." So, you know, you look at a trial like this, you say, man, we ain't getting no rest. You know, because, you know, it's one thing after another, man. You know, because this judicial system was not really set up for us to set up to benefit us, man. All right, it just was never really made for our benefit. All right, you know, the law, statutes, and commandments were set up for our benefit, and that's why we got to return to it. But Jake is just hard-headed and a stiff-necked nation. This is Isaiah 57:20. It says, "But the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up myrrh and dirt. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked." So there ain't gonna be no peace to the wicked when we get our turn. All right, when we get our turn is coming. Ain't gonna be no Carmelo Anthony's up on trial for taking out an Edomite. We're gonna be doing that freely. All right, the Lord said that the heathen are our inheritance. Okay, you know what I mean? We will do as we please, but we will not do anything abominable to the heathen, but they will be punished though. All right, and that's just facts. They will be punished. All right, they will be put in slavery and things of that nature. All right, that's scripture. Psalms 73:3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, but there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. So they're not in trouble as other men. All right, and when you look at them, you envy them. You know what I mean? You get jealous of them, man. You say, damn. You know what I mean? They got the power. They got the upper hand. All right, but the scriptures talk about, you know, saying, don't envy the wicked, because they know not their end. I think I'm mixing scripture, but you know, we're not supposed to envy the sinner, okay? Because eventually they're gonna run out of time, but the righteous will never run out of time, okay? Because the righteous are gonna they're gonna live forever. All right, and it says, verse 5, it says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them, but as a chain violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly. Concerning oppression, they speak lawfully. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh throughout the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and the waters are full, the cup are wrung out of them. And they say, how doeth God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They are increasing riches. So they get the riches, they get the world, but eventually they're gonna be taken down. All right, because eventually the Lord is gonna. They have um, bounds that they cannot pass. All right, eventually they're gonna go down. All right, they are not gonna prosper forever. All right, so they're not just gonna live forever and ever and ever. The Lord's gonna cut them down. All right, you may look at them and get jealous. So you'll be like, man, like goddamn, like when are they gonna go down? But eventually they will. All right. So with that, all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai.